Aryna Sabalenka reveals why she looked angry during Brisbane International win. After her third-round win at the 2026 Brisbane International, Aryna Sabalenka faced an unusual question. During a press conference, she was asked why she appeared angry during her match. Sabalenka entered the WTA 500 hard court tournament in Brisbane as the defending champion, having won the event in 2025 by defeating Paulina Kudermetova in the final. She was also the runner-up in 2024, losing to Elena Rybakina in the championship match. Aryna Sabalenka opens up about why she looked angry during Brisbane International 3-R win. Sabalenka is the top seed at the 2026 Brisbane International, and she began her campaign in the second round after receiving a first-round bye. She faced Kristyna Buxa in her opening match, winning dominantly with a scoreline of 6-0, 6-1. The world number 1 then advanced to the quarterfinals by defeating Aryna Sabalenka 6-3, 6-3 in the third round. Following her victory over Sabalenka, during the post-match press conference, a reporter asked Sabalenka why she appeared frustrated and angry during the match. In response, the Belarusian explained that her apparent frustration at the beginning of the game was simply her effort to find her rhythm and focus. "That's just my face. You know, guys, I was just born with this face," smiling. No, at the beginning I struggled a little bit with the rhythm, and I was just trying to find the rhythm and the focus, like, the right focus. And that's it," Sabalenka said. Sabalenka again reiterated that her appearance of being angry was not due to frustration or anything else. It was simply because she was trying to figure out her game. "Yeah, I think after a couple of games, I found my game a little better and the level was increasing every game I would play, so it wasn't really frustration or something else. I was just trying to figure my game," she added. In addition to competing in singles at the 2026 Brisbane International, Sabalenka also participated in the doubles event alongside Paula Badosa. They won their first-round match against the pair of Ludmila Samsonova and Zhang Shuai. Still, they withdrew before their quarter-final match against the third-seeded duo of Kristyna Buxa and Ellen Perez. Who will Aryna Sabalenka face at the 2026 Brisbane International QF? Following her victory over Sabalenka in the third round of the 2026 Brisbane International, Sabalenka is set to face 5th seed Madison Keys in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Like the world number 1, Keys also began her 2026 season at the WTA 500 hard court tournament in Brisbane. She started her campaign in the second round after receiving a bye in the first round. The former world number 5 defeated fellow American McCartney Kessler in her opening match, winning with a scoreline of 6-4, 6-3. She then advanced to the quarterfinals against Sabalenka after eliminating the 12th seed, Diana Schneider, with a scoreline of 6-7, 5, 7-6, 5, 7-6, 4. Sabalenka and Keys have faced each other 7 times on the WTA Tour, with the 4-time Grand Slam champion winning 5 of those encounters. Their most recent matchup was in the semifinals of the 2025 BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, where Sabalenka won with a score of 6-0, 6-1. The winner of the quarter-final match between Sabalenka and Keys at the 2026 Brisbane International will advance to face either 3rd seed Elena Rybakina or 11th seed Karolina Muchova in the semifinals of the tournament. The look of fire, Aryna Sabalenka on that angry face in Brisbane. When Aryna Sabalenka stepped onto the court at the 2026 Brisbane International, there was one thing every fan and commentator noticed almost instantly: her expression. It wasn't joy. It wasn't calm focus. It looked to many like anger. A fierce glare. A burning intensity. And that image, the angry Sabalenka, became one of the defining visuals of the early tennis season. But as with all great athletes, what appears on the surface doesn't always tell the full story. Anger or intensity. Sabalenka breaks the myth. After crushing Romania's Aryna Sabalenka 6-3 to march into the Brisbane quarterfinals, reporters couldn't help but ask, "Why did you look so angry out there?" Sabalenka's response was simple and surprisingly down to earth. She explained that her expression wasn't about frustration or being upset with her opponent. Instead, it was a reflection of her internal search for rhythm and focus early in the match. That's just my face, Sabalenka joked. I was just trying to find the rhythm and the focus, that's it. In other words, that ferocious look wasn't anger, it was concentration. A visible sign of a competitor deep in thought, trying to unlock her best game, not a player overwhelmed by emotion. The energy behind the expression. Sabalenka is, by nature, one of the most expressive players in women's tennis. She's known for her thunderous ground strokes, infectious energy, and powerful athletic presence, traits that make her a fan favorite and a formidable opponent. Even her warm-up grunt can strike fear into those watching. But that outward intensity has often been misunderstood. In the Brisbane match, the early games saw Sabalenka experimenting with her timing and adjusting to Sursti's pace. When she finally hit her groove, the scoreboard reflected it: almost no mistakes, aggressive play, and control from start to finish. Yet in those opening games, her face looked like a battle plan being drawn, not an emotional outburst. As she said, "I was just trying to figure out my game." A deeper look at Sabalenka's on-court persona. To understand why that expression captured so much attention, you need to know Sabalenka. She wears her heart on her sleeve, or in this case, on her brow. Her intensity isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Fans have seen her celebrate with joy, scream with effort, and yes, look extremely concentrated or serious when she's locked into competition. This isn't new. Throughout her career, Sabalenka has been known for her expressive reactions, whether it was a defiant shout after a huge point or a deep furrowed brow when the match wasn't going her way. But this visible passion is part of her success. It's how she channels energy into focus, and how she signals to herself that she's in the fight. For Sabalenka, intensity is a tool, not a flaw. Beyond Brisbane, what the world sees versus what she means. The way fans and pundits interpret a player's expressions can be quite different from the athlete's own experience. In Sabalenka's case, her intensity has sometimes been misconstrued as pure anger, a common oversimplification of strength and passion. Take, for instance, past moments in her career where emotion has been front and center. Whether it was post-match reactions or animated exchanges on court, Sabalenka has never shied away from showing what she's feeling. And sometimes, that has led to narratives about her being angry, rather than focused, fired up, or simply in the zone. But that's part of what makes her such a fascinating figure in tennis. She blurs the line between raw power and deep concentration. She turns every match into a story, and every point into a statement. The Brisbane win, a prelude to bigger goals. Her dominant win in Brisbane wasn't just about one match. It was a signal to the rest of the tour that Sabalenka is ready. Vivid expressions and all.